What's going on, everybody? It's Yeaton here. Before we get started, make sure to hit that subscribe button. And for the audio listeners out there, please rate 5 stars. Also, shoot me a text at 207-222-7589 for that first mover advantage. All right, so what are we talking about right now? Curb appeal. Why is curb appeal so important? What is curb appeal? And what are some ways that you can increase your property value just with some standard curb appeal? Well, first off is this. What is curb appeal? Curb appeal is basically how attractive your home is when someone views it from the curb, right? So while the main focus of curb appeal is the front of the home, many also consider the side and the back as important, and that is true. The front is obviously important for those nice Zillow photographs. But when a realtor is showing the home, or even now with all the virtual tours and everything, the side of homes and the back of homes are just as important as the front, right? And so having having good curb appeal means that everything in the front of your home looks well maintained, up to date, and polished. So this means that your landscaping is maintained, the front porch and the door are clean and bright, and any damage to the driveway or walkways are patched. Also, as for the side of your house, the side of the homes, it's all like overgrown shrubs, overgrown plants are often an issue. There's also just your garbage cans are not ugly is what we could say. And in the backyard would be the same with the landscaping, right? Having a really overgrown backyard can significantly reduce the how much you would be able to get for your home, right? So, kind of already explained this, but why is curb appeal important? Sorry about this, I have some notes here. So why is it important? Proper curb appeal is more than what homes just look like. It's also a marketing tool. Just think back to yourself when you're on realtor.com, zillow.com, or even jakeyeaton.com if you're in the Bangor area. The homes that stand out the most are the ones that have the best curb appeal, because the front photo of the home, the very first image that you see of a home often is of the curb appeal, and those are the ones that you end up saving or at least look at into more detail. There's many homes in the MLS, for example, that I do see that are beautiful homes. Structurally, they're great, very reasonably priced. The photos are terrible, and this is probably the only reason why they've been on the market for much longer than they need to be. And onto this, most buyers decide whether or not they like your home within the first 10 seconds of even seeing it on Zillow, Realtor, or a realtor's website. 10 seconds. And think back to yourself, this is true. There's so many homes on Zillow, you just keep scrolling. There's those few that pop out, and those are the ones that you want to keep. And so this is definitely a make or break thing. It's not just like you'll add just like a little bit of money. This is definitely one of those really big deals. And because of how important Zillow and Realtor have become, especially with COVID and everything, latest research indicates that a little over 90% of home buyers start their home buying process online and will actually dwindle down their favorite 10, 5, or 3 homes on Zillow or Realtor, right? I'm working with a buyer right now, and she only wants to see homes that she has vetted like 1,000,000 times online. And this is just simply because it's the way that the world's going to. And again, I can't emphasize it enough. This is why curb appeal is so important. That being said, eye-catching photographs that highlight your home's curb appeal are an absolute necessity if you're hoping to get potential buyers. So you want to take several pictures of your home during the best time of day for lighting, whatever that is for you guys. And you don't want any clutter in this. So move your cars, no bicycles, no toys, no garbage bins, no hoses, nothing. You just want the home, really. The home and the curb appeal, like we've been talking about, and that's really it, right? So you want to show your home you want to show your home clean and at its very best. And on to why you don't want clutter. Also, you want a buyer to be able to look at a home with no clutter obstructing their train of thought, so they can imagine the home with their cars and their kids' bikes and toys and their gardening supplies and whatever additions they would want to add to the backyard, front yard, or the side of the home. So improving a home's curb appeal, it 100% will add value to your home, and it will also help it sell much faster. Homes are often appraised based on the interior of a home's condition and also the features. So it does make it difficult for financial institutions to measure exactly how much curb appeal will add to the property value. However, on average, homes with well-kept lawns and professional landscaping, they do on average sell for 7% more than similar homes with unfavorable yards and overgrown backyards. And so now on to the next thing. How do you actually improve curb appeal? Well, the first and foremost thing is your grass, landscaping, and trees. It does not do you any good to commit your full budget to the property's interior if the outside is a mess, right? There are homes I've seen on the MLS that are gorgeous on the inside. And you see the outside photos and you see why it's been on the market for a long time. It's just not intriguing. When buyers drive by the home, they're kind of like, oh, that place looks like a dump, even though they wouldn't know that it has all granite kitchen, stainless steel appliances, everything's brand new on the inside, it's beautiful. You wouldn't know that because all the flowers are dead, the trees are overgrown, the driveway is just a puddle of mud. Like it looks crappy, to be honest. So your curb appeal, it needs to start with the condition of the grass first, right? And then landscaping, and then any other foliage near the front of the property. Landscaping improvements can be as simple or as complex as you want to make them, really. It's all up to your budget and how much energy you have and such. You can go full Martha Stewart and just go nuts on the front yard and puke flowers everywhere and beautiful trees and landscaping, or you could just do something simple like if you have dead spots in your grass, fix those, make your grass luscious and green. For your garden, something as simple as maybe tearing out all the dead plants, putting in brand new like the bark or even dirt, just new, and then cleaning up the rest of it should do the trick for the most part, because then at least everything's new and the home buyers will see like, oh wow, this is all new dirt, nothing grows here. I can easily put some flowers, or we can go to Home Depot and get some bushes and it will be beautiful. And it's easier for the realtor actually, because then the realtor, if they're smart, they can play on that for the home buyers and say like, look at all the options you have for your front or backyard. So that's the first thing. If you have a little bit of money, I would definitely suggest hiring a landscaping company to come out and make it beautiful, make it absolutely gorgeous, right? That's your best bet by far. The next one is a little bit more spendy, but it is very important. The roof of your house. Now you could do something really cheap, and often this is the best solution is to just get a roofer or another type of contractor to come out and clean your gutters and clean off all the brush off of your roof. That should be the trick, actually. It shouldn't cost more than like a couple $100 probably, depending on the size of your house and your location. For them to come out and just get all like the pine needles and leaves and everything off, it does wonders for how your house looks. But if the roof is old and it only has a few years left, you will receive a positive return on your money by replacing it and trying to sell your home for a higher price. right? So maybe if I'm just making up math, if you have a house that's worth 200,000, you need a new roof. You put a $10,000 roof on it, 210,000. Try to sell it for now like 230 or 240 instead of 200. Especially in today's market with the interest rates low and stuff, depending on where you live, this is pretty doable. And you can possibly even do the roof. Talk to your realtor about this, by the way, but you can even do the roof on credit. So if you don't have 10 grand or whatever for a new roof, but you should have a new roof to be able to sell your house for more, talk to your realtor to see if it makes sense. If you need a new realtor, by the way, if you do need a realtor, head on over to agentsjtrusts.com. I will vet one for you and find you a five-star awesome realtor in your area at no charge for you. But yeah, talk to your realtor, see if the math makes sense and if the risk of it makes sense for you. Anyway, buyers don't want to pay out of pocket for a new roof. So if you can state like, this is a brand spanking new roof, we just put it on 3 weeks ago, that is an enormous selling point. Especially because then they're like, wow, like I don't have to worry about the roof. Because my wife and I and my father-in-law, we moved out to Maine and we purchased this awesome house, and it needs some TLC for sure. And the roof is an old slate roof and it's never been replaced, and it's 150 years old. So the time's coming up, and I do wish that we could have gotten a house that had a new roof, obviously. So, but if they know that you need a new roof a few years from now, because that probably will come up, the most that they will likely submit is a lowball offer saying, hey, you need a new roof, right? I know I kind of jumped there, but I think you can put the 2 and 2 together right there. So anyway, next one is the exterior of the property. I'm not talking about the garden or the landscaping, it's the actual house. You also have to worry about how dirty is the exterior of the home, and is it something that should be ignored. Power washing a deck or at the siding of your property won't take very long. If you don't have a power washer, you can rent one for, I don't know how much they are, but for cheap, and it will make a ginormous difference. It will make a home look much better. So you can kind of think of this as like, if you were trying to sell your car, would you have your car that's like just covered in mud, or would you go to your local car wash? It's the exact same thing. Next is your driveway. Another exterior area that is often overlooked is the driveway. You don't need to replace or reseal your driveway, but it shouldn't be in poor condition either. Again, power washers. Driveways full of weeds or cracks won't present your property in the best of light, nor will moss and grime. So fixing this is as easy as a bottle of weed spray and 20 minutes of labor, depending on how big your driveway is, and then just power wash it when you're all done, and boom, your driveway will look not brand spanking new, but a heck of a lot better. If you're on a budget, be sure to only touch up the parts that absolutely need the most work. And again, talk to your realtor. They might be able to let you know which parts will help you the most with your curb appeal. Also, the front door, which is very often overlooked, but it's also the first thing you literally touch in a potentially new home as a buyer. Again, power washers, just power wash your front door, maybe add a fresh coat of paint. But that's really it. If you're looking for more of a permanent solution that will potentially add more to your curb appeal, just replace the door. Go to your local Home Depot or Lowe's, look at some doors. There's some beautiful ones. And then some oddball other ideas if you've already crossed all these off of your checklists. First one is mold and mildew. Be sure to address any signs of mold or mildew, and as these are sure to turn off potential buyers. Better yet, do your best to eliminate any sources of moisture that may be the cause of the problem, right? Next, windows and gutters, whether they need to be replaced, cleaned, or added. Windows and gutters play an important role in curb appeal, especially for your non-first home buyers. These little things start I guarantee, even though you won't interact with them, they are definitely asking their buyer's agent, what about the gutters? What about the windows? What about moisture? They are, because they've been through it before. Equipment. Nobody wants to see the equipment you use to maintain your property. Therefore, be sure to store everything in its proper locations. Maybe get a very short-term, storage unit, right? We have a snowblower here in Maine. If we ever sold this house, I would put that in a storage unit for a couple of months. Nobody needs to or wants to see that. Same thing within your garage. If there's just scrap all over the place, you don't want that. You want your garage to be presented in a clean. Ideally, there's nothing in your garage. It would be perfect, but but this is also the same for trash cans, hoses, anything. Hide them. If you don't need to use them, put them in a short-term storage unit is a great option. The other one is lighting. Curb appeal isn't regulated to only daytime hours. Therefore, it is in your best interest to make sure that your home is just as attractive at night as it is during the day. String low voltage lighting along your driveway, sidewalks, and near important landscaping elements. Also, feel free to add a decorative lamp, a decorative lamp to your front porch. Light up your home at night with an attractive lighting. I promise your efforts will be well rewarded. The last two is maybe upgrade your mailbox. If your mailbox is in front of your house, upgrading an outdated one will add a little bit more curb appeal. Again, these little details do add up. Upgrading your mailbox will cost you as little as $20. But before installing it, make sure that you are following your city's and neighbors' regulations. So check with your HOA if you have one. Last and certainly not least, new house numbers. Old, fading, or broken house numbers should be replaced to increase your curb appeal. New numbers cost as little as like $2 each, $2 per number rather. So while custom plaques can range between $50 and $100 for an aesthetic touch, try to match the finish of your new numbers with the light fixtures of your home. I know I read that last part, but make sure to go do all of that. Yeah, and that's really it for the curb appeal. Again, it's definitely in your best interest to go ahead and spend a couple $100, maybe $1,000 or two, upgrade your curb appeal and everything. Talk to your realtor. Go to agentsjaketrust.com for a 5-star realtor in your area at no cost to you. So anyway, that's about it. So thank you for watching this video. Shoot me a text at 207-222-7589 to join my community. For all those audio listeners out there, rate and review this podcast for 5 stars. And for those YouTubers out there, hit that subscribe button. Last but certainly not least, follow me on Instagram. Just search my name, Jake Yeaton, and you'll find me right there. All right. Until next time. Bye-bye.